All right, guys, Max here for another jam session. We've got another one of our Fast Start clients in Kieran Travers. He works in waste management solutions. He's a consultant for waste management companies, government, things of that nature. I'm going to get him to introduce himself, but he's here to share a little bit about his journey with us over the last 3 months and what he's taken away from the process, why he got started, and how that can potentially help you to build your business and grow your business as well. So Kieran, awesome to have you here, dude. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. Mate. Tell us a little bit about who you are and who you help.
Yeah, look, I'm a waste management consultant based out of Brisbane in Australia, obviously. And I have a company called Harback. Harback's generally me, and I use a couple of subbies when I need to. And what Harback does is does obviously waste and recycling consulting. It does technical market research, approvals, funding applications, procurement and business advisory. And my target market is really medium to larger waste companies, small to medium councils in Queensland and New South Wales. And then sometimes I'll go into a sub-consultant arrangement with environmental engineering consultancies. So that's my target market.
Yeah, awesome. And I think you've illustrated a good point already, is that if this can work for you, this can work for almost anyone, right? Because it's quite an interesting little niche in the marketplace, which you've obviously nailed really well, which we'll find out about in a second. So tell me, what was going on for you before you started with the Influencer Project, and why did you start?
Look, the business was going okay, but not great. Look, the business had a bit of a tough time during 2020 and 2021, the early parts, because of the pandemic, and a lot of waste companies sort of slowed down, or councils, and stopped spending money. So it was very difficult, and I won't lie and say that I did actually think about pulling the pin a couple of times, but I kept going. I think what the Influencer Project, why I wanted to get that, is that I had a good LinkedIn database of probably 3,500 or 4,000 connections, but I really wasn't using them. I was doing some good marketing, but the Influencer Project said, okay, you got these connections. How do you convert them into revenue? And that was critical for me.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so tell us what happened when you first came on board. Like, what was that first impression the moment that you got here? How did that all land now that you'd made the decision to go, all right, I'm going to really focus on this LinkedIn tool to help me grow? What happened next?
Yeah, look, I did that 10-day course with Rana first. And it sort of was just a test of saying, well, I at the start, I felt like I didn't know what I needed to do or how to do it. And the 10-day course was good. I would certainly recommend that, just to read a taste and say, does it fit for me? And I found it did. And then I got all the videos. And for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I must admit, I was a little bit overawed, but I was really happy that you guys have this Facebook group. You can interact with each other, interact with yourself, Max and Bourne. And it just is about gaining a confidence, but it's about just doing the work at your own pace. Now, we've all got busy lives, and I just found at the start, I lost a little bit of confidence, but I really gained it quite quickly, because some of the techniques that you were telling me to do, they were logical, relatively easy to follow, actually easy to follow, and I could see some results, even by just having people contact me, which they hadn't contacted me in the past, using the right words.
Yeah, great. So tell me a bit about that. So you started, the confidence was a little bit low, and that slowly started to increase the more action you take, which is evidently, it doesn't matter if it's this or if it's anything else, it's usually how it works. But then you started to get some really good results. What happened? Like, we're at the end of 3 months now. Tell me what your business looks like now in comparison to when you started.
Like, I think at the business at the start, look, I was probably doing, 6 or 8 grand revenue a month, which is not fantastic. And I've keyed that up to about 11 or 12 a month. That's my revenue. I use subby sometimes, so I don't really count that. So my revenue is probably doubled in that time, but also too, I feel more, I can't reiterate enough that I feel more confident in myself, in a way that I'm more proactive in contacting people. I just saw it in LinkedIn that, you just put a post out there, and look, I was getting good views, but it really wasn't converting. So I think, as I mentioned beforehand, just getting the confidence to contact people. And as you guys have said, it's just about building momentum and getting the work done. I get one person contacting me now, one person every couple of days. Beforehand, I wouldn't get many contacts at all. So it was a change from searching to actually sometimes people contacting me, which has been fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tell me about your big goal, because you said something to me the other day that was which was quite interesting around your shift around your goal. You kind of went, oh wow, that goal's not big enough anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Look, I actually think that look, I'm conservative by nature. Look, I've had an up and down career sometimes, like everyone else. So I thought I'd play conservatively, and then I've got to this goal of that I've got enough work secured for the next few months, as we've discussed. And I thought, well, hang on, like I actually can do a little bit better than this. And I'm a bit surprised and thinking, well, to even have that thought, it's actually exciting, because I think, well, I can grow the business further, and I'll do it in a structured approach which you guys have actually shown me. So it's not like changing the business significantly. It's doing step by step and a logical approach, and I feel confident in the process. So to answer your question again, is that not just the business wise, but it's also looking at how it affects my personal life as well. Bringing more income to the household, and that's obviously makes a huge change.
Yeah, because I remember that was one of the very first conversations we had, and around where you were at personally and professionally, and where you wanted to get there. And it was a post you put in the group, and in the conversations we had about the confidence, the level of confidence that you've got now, which is both directly and indirectly changing your life as a whole, which I thought was, we don't often see it in the way that you, because I'm not in your house sitting there while you eat your bowl of cereal in the morning, which would be really weird. Might be an offer we can bring out at another day. You're doing it wrong. But I think that's the thing that gives me goosebumps, is when you get that confidence to kind of go, oh wow, now I've got a little bit more belief than I ever expected to have inside of this world. So mate, I'm super pumped for what you did, and what you're going to continue to do. Tell me how would you describe the Influencer Project in one word?
One word. Well, that's hard for me to do. Look, I just think it's confidence. Okay, it's just, and if I could use other words, I'd say, look, it's a good method, it's a good structure, and it's a step-by-step process, but it just gives you the confidence, and I think that's gaining confidence. Like to be successful, you have to be confident, but doesn't mean you can't. I always say you can't be confident 100% of the time. You still have those days you doubt yourself, and we all do. But I think that the Influencer Project can give you the confidence in your business.
Yeah, that's cool. I really like that. Tell me one last thing before we get out of here, mate. I'll let you get out there about your day and your weekend. What would you say to someone who is just getting started or is thinking about starting?
Look, I think is that if you're not happy where you are now, you have to make a change. Like anything in life, you can go on and, for the next 12 months and you'll get the same results. I just think, be brave, and what it's about is not just investing in the program, it's investing in yourself. So I'd certainly recommend it. That's the key.
Awesome, man. Hey, I really appreciate your time.
No dramas.
Thank you very much for sharing all that with us. Kieran Travers, you're a legend. I can't wait to continue working with you, man, and see, let's hit those larger goals that you've got on. Got on.
Thank you.
Legend, mate. Chat soon.
Bye.